Book 1, Guardians, by M.G. Alexander. Chapter 1. Before the first toll. Something is wrong with the sea. The sky is pale and clear, the morning cool and dry, but the water lies still, too still, as if holding its breath. Even the gulls are quiet. Even the waves are watching. I walk alone, keeping to the stone path just above the harbour, where the servants won't wander, and the merchants know better than to ask questions. A pair of dockhands nearby murmur low and uneasy, their words half snapped by the heavy air. "Never seen the sea sit so still," one mutters. "Bad omen," says the other. The scent of salt and damp timber clings to everything. The banners above the piers hang limp. No wind, no current, no sound but boots on stone, and the occasional creak of shifting ropes. Some of the ships wear house flags, others do not. That fact alone tells me more than I'm meant to know. I don't see him yet, but I know he'll come. The skiff from Arundel docked an hour before first bell, and he never lingers long at the customs ledgers or the well-wishers. He'll come quietly, as he always does, dressed in black, ignoring ceremony and expectation. I'm not supposed to meet him here. That's what makes it matter. No guards stop me. None would. I move past crates of fruit and bolts of cloth without pause. A fishmonger scowls at a dull knife and slams it down against the pier, cursing under his breath. "Steel's gone soft today, like the sky itself," he grumbles. A boy chasing a bucket nearly runs into me, then veers at the last moment. "Sorry, m'lady," he yelps, his voice cracking with fear before disappearing into the maze of crates. A few of the arriving nobles glance my way but say nothing. Perhaps they know who I am. Perhaps they only wonder. I keep walking. He always steps off the far pier, the one with the shadowed mooring and the iron post. That's where I go. The sky shifts overhead, not clouded exactly, but smeared with something thin and grey. I glance upward. The light looks burned through, like parchment held too close to a flame. The air tastes sharp. Not smoke, not ash, just wrong. He appears like a memory. One moment, only waves and wood. The next, he's walking up the pier toward me, tall, still powerful, his hair bound back in a silver clasp. A girl holds his hand. Julia. She chatters about a boat with red sails and how one of the horses sneezed. He says nothing but nods at her in rhythm. That's more than he offers most. When he sees me, he pauses. Julia's hand tightens. I step forward. He doesn't smile, but he meets my eyes. That's more than I expected. Julia releases his hand and darts toward me, arms outstretched. "Did you see the red sails?" she blurts, clinging to my waist. "There was a donkey on one of the boats. It tried to jump off, and it made the funniest sound, like a knight falling off a horse." I kneel to her level and touch her cheek. I missed it, but it sounds heroic. She grins, then frowns and presses a finger to my sleeve. "Your buttons don't match." "They never do," I say. She accepts that and begins counting crates nearby, still humming to herself. He stands across from me, grandfather. Silent, steady, eyes like a blade too old to rust. For a moment, there's nothing between us but years unspoken and whatever truth we've both chosen to ignore. "I didn't tell anyone I came," I say. Grandfather's voice rumbles low, rough as old iron. "Good." He nods once, slow. I stop. "I only wanted to be here." Another nod. Still no words. And yet I feel the weight of them anyway. I've always felt them even in his silence, especially in his silence. He lays a hand on Julia's shoulder and begins to guide her away. I step aside. As he passes, his hand brushes mine, not by accident. He doesn't look back. I remain at the edge of the pier, watching them disappear into the tide of servants and soldiers returning to the upper quarters. The bells haven't rung again. The air still feels wrong. And then I see her. A figure slips through the far edge of the lower pier, cloaked, hooded, walking with intent, not hurried, not sneaking, just measured. Her cloak is charcoal grey, trimmed in something dark and dull. Not a servant's garb, not a noble's travel wrap, something older. She moves toward the private tower, the one with the stone spiral and the iron crest over the door, the one father uses when he doesn't want to be seen. She disappears behind the stack of salt barrels. I wait. Less than a minute later, she emerges again, same direction, same pace, and merges with the steady stream of people moving inland from the docks. As she passes through a shaft of light, I catch the briefest glimpse of red, a garment beneath her cloak, just visible where the fabric shifts at her heel. She does not rush, does not speak, but blends in with practiced ease. Within seconds, she is just another figure swallowed by the crowd surging toward the gates. I don't follow, I don't call out, but I know what I saw, and I know who that tower belongs to. The docks shift around me. Boats creak, ropes snap and sway. Still, the light feels wrong. The air sharpens again, and I taste something metallic on the breeze. A distant gull cries, but the sound is swallowed. I need to speak with him, but not here, not yet. I adjust my collar and begin walking toward the keep. The second bell tolls from Bell's Tower. Noon. The light is wrong. Not dark, not yet, but dim, muted like a candle behind parchment. The sky has lost its shape, clouded in a dull grey that stains the sun a flat, brittle white. A hush has settled over the city, not silence, but something heavier. Even the banners, crimson, green, purple, gold, black, hang limp, as if soaked in tension. The air carries a taste I can't name. Like char, but colder. Clean in a way that doesn't belong here. The light filters down in a flat wash that makes everything look faded, bleached, as if the sun is watching from behind smoke. Someone behind me murmurs about the haze. Sky's cursed today, a man grumbles. Another brushes flecks of ash from a sleeve and frowns. You've just watched a visual draft of Chapter 1, Scene 1 from Guardians, the opening chapter of a grounded fantasy epic where legacy shapes the world. More scenes are coming soon as we continue bringing this story to life. If you enjoyed this early glimpse, leave a comment with your feedback. Your input helps shape the final version. Subscribe to follow the journey, and thank you for stepping into our world.